It's a show that at first stunned and then galvanized the country. A live political debate, unscripted and unedited, a first in Uzbekistan. There have been 29 others over the past 3 months, where a wide range of topics were discussed, often putting the candidates on the spot, to the point that this party leader admitted Uzbek politicians lack courage.
We didn't anticipate this level of success. It was difficult at first because politicians weren't ready for this. But then they prepared and were able to answer questions they didn't expect. People have become more interested in the parties and their programs.
DONIYOR KAMBAROV is a proud cook of Uzbekistan's national dish, plov. And despite stirring hundreds of kilos of rice a day, he followed the debates.
There was a lot of truth and real issues. With these debates, we can understand what needs to be done in the correct way and what is wrong. There is a lot of change, and these elections are very different from previous ones.
Uzbeks will have to choose between 5 parties ranging from left to right on the political spectrum, but all are government-funded with similar platforms. There are no opposition or independent candidates running in this election, but Uzbekistan is only 28 years old. It was formed after the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991. So regardless of the shortcomings, people are excited to go to the ballot boxes. Still, for the first time, the parties are somehow competing against each other to win over voters. Since President Shavkat Mirziyoyev took power in 2016, he is gradually taking the country out of isolation.
Reforms in almost all spheres of our life, social life, political life, economic life. In some spheres, we see great success. In some spheres, we see some controversial changes. In some spheres, we see real problems of reforming.
He has permitted greater freedom of expression, which allows KAMOLEDIN ISAQULOV to speak to us without fear of repercussion. At 31, he's a first-time voter. He supports the Liberal Democratic Party because it promised to back small businesses like his.
Previous elections were just nominal. Now we say freely what we think. Before we were scared. We can see the reality even if it's still not completely transparent. I hope this will continue and it will become more liberal.
President Mirziyoyev promised that parliament will become a true school of democracy. Millions of Uzbeks hope that day comes sooner rather than later. Hoda Abdel-Hamid, Al Jazeera, Tashkent in Uzbekistan.